Heritage. The foundation of wisdom, knowledge and experience on which we build our tomorrows. The life chart of learning and intuition that sets us on course, that steers us on the pathway to greatness. Heritage. The driving force that moves us, that inspires us, that compels us to lead the way, to making our dreams come true. Today, Toyota has earned its place in the hearts of millions of South Africans as a manufacturer of cars and trucks you can trust, to get you safely and reliably to wherever you're planning to go on your journey through life. That's because in the last 50 years, we too have traveled a long way. It was in 1961 that an Afrikaner industrialist and entrepreneur named Dr. Albert Wessels traveled from South Africa to Japan on a journey that would set the wheels in motion for a revolution. For Dr. Wessels, a humble man with a pioneering spirit and an unshakable commitment to family values, returned to his homeland with a permit to import the first 10 vehicles that bore the name of a thriving family business in Japan, and a brand that would grow to become one of the greatest in motoring history, Toyota. It was no coincidence that Dr. Wessels chose a stout-looking, hard-working pickup truck as the first Toyota to get into gear on South African soil. He had grown up on a farm, and he had a feeling that a tough, trustworthy, and above all, affordable bakkie would strike a chord with those who worked this rugged land. He was right. The Toyopet Stout was an instant hit, and in its tracks followed generations of other passenger and commercial vehicles, driven by generations of South Africans who would find out for themselves that when you drive a Toyota, everything keeps going right. Assembled at a massive plant in Durban, distributed by such giants of automotive retail as McCarthy, Hind, and Lawson, Toyota's growing range of vehicles swiftly became South African favorites, supremely dependable, ideally suited to purpose, a joy to own and drive. These are the legends of Toyota. It took less than a decade from that first Toyopet Stout arriving on our shores for Toyota to make its mark as the greatest and most celebrated of South African motoring giants. By 1968, Toyota had become the largest producer of commercial vehicles in the country, and the following year saw the advent of a passenger vehicle that was to become the top-selling sedan of all time, the Toyota Corolla. By 1971, thanks to the legendary performance and reliability of its cars and trucks, Toyota could lay claim to selling 100,000 vehicles in its first decade of business. But the real milestone, the real proof that Toyota was destined to lead the way, came in 1980, as Toyota South Africa, on the eve of its 20th anniversary, took the #1 spot for total vehicle sales across the country. In all the years since then, thanks to the dedicated efforts of all at Toyota South Africa, its dealer organization, and the company's solid relationship with Toyota Motor Corporation, that spot has not once been relinquished. Milestone after milestone, achievement after achievement, conquest after conquest, Toyota South Africa has set the pace and led the way by winning the hearts and minds of the South African motorist, firmly entrenching itself as an icon integral to our way of life, even as that way of life began changing. Amidst the onrush of social and political transition, one thing did not change. One tradition, now long established, continued to stand firm, continued to fly the flag. Toyota South Africa was still #1. As millions of South Africans continue to place their trust in a stable of brands that included such legends as the Conquest, the Corolla, the Camry, the Hilux, the Stallion, and the Dyna and Hino truck range, Toyota South Africa was living up to its slogan, as everything kept going right. But just as Toyota itself had shifted gears from textiles to transport, just as Dr. Albert Wessels had seized an opportunity to expand the boundaries of the world as he knew it, so too would Toyota South Africa power its way into the new millennium on a wave of change and transformation. A new vision, a new deal, a new promise. As the company celebrated an unprecedented 20 years as overall market leader, Toyota Motor Corporation of Japan reaffirmed its commitment by extending its ownership of its South African subsidiary to 75%. A motoring giant that began its journey all those years ago as an importer of those first 10 vehicles, stout in body, stout in spirit, stout in mind. Toyota South Africa now stood ready to join the global Toyota supply network and live up to its new slogan, its new statement of mission, to lead the way into tomorrow. Today, the drive towards success continues as Toyota South Africa looks back on even more outstanding achievements, even more proof of leadership along the way. In 2006, Toyota became the first South African motor manufacturer to break through the 150,000 sales barrier, with almost half of those vehicles destined for export. The introduction of the new Corolla, which soon became the #1 selling car worldwide, saw Toyota South Africa pushing ahead with plans to increase capacity at its Prospecton plant to 220,000 units per year. Meanwhile, sales of the legendary Hilux reached record highs in South Africa, and Toyota swept the boards for Best Light Commercial Vehicle, Best Medium Commercial Vehicle, and Environmental Excellence at the prestigious Focus Awards. In 2008, Toyota Japan acquired the remaining 25% share in Toyota South Africa, and the company became a wholly owned Toyota Motor Company subsidiary. In the same year, Toyota exported 147,000 vehicles, earning a new accolade as Top Co-Exporter of the Year. And as the first decade of the 21st century drew to a close, Toyota earned global praise as an automotive innovator, with a hybrid Prius model setting the trend for environmentally friendly driving. With stunning performance on and off the road, Toyota continued to lead the way in races and rallies across the country and beyond. As Toyota South Africa President, Dr. Johan van Zyl was promoted to a key position at Toyota Motor Company in Japan. And yet, for all this growth, change and momentum, the vehicle for this dynamic journey has remained exactly the same. Continuous improvement, relentless innovation, respect for all people, through the Toyota way. But for all the legendary vehicles that have borne the Toyota mark, raising high its standard of performance, innovation and reliability, this company would not have been able to lead the way were it not for the true legends who have envisioned, who have engineered, who have driven Toyota South Africa on its journey to greatness. And today, that journey continues. Thanks to you. We're proud of the heritage on which this great company has been built. We're proud of the vision, the ideals, and the energy that brought its boldest dreams to light. We're proud of our vehicles. We're proud of our people. We're proud to have played our part in helping millions of South Africans make the right choice, whatever their needs, wherever their journey may lead them. But more than anything, we're proud to be part of a company that is more than a company. Today, just as Dr. Albert Wessels did half a century ago, we're making strides. We're taking steps. We're putting down the roots of a new heritage, the heritage of an even greater tomorrow. We're leading the way for Toyota.